The glass doors of Thornhill Capital swing open on the 63rd floor of a Manhattan skyscraper. Everything here speaks of power. Steel. Marble. Money. Behind a desk that costs more than most people earn in a year sits Nathan Cross, 48 years old, impeccable suit, eyes like ice. Across from him stands a small figure. Maya Santos. 12 years old. Worn backpack. Humble clothes. Clean but clearly not from this world. She holds a folder with both hands. Her knuckles are white. Nathan leans back in his chair, looking at her like she's an insect that wandered into the wrong building. He says, "You came all the way here with drawings?" Maya doesn't respond. Her jaw tightens. Nathan laughs, a cold dismissive sound. "Let me save you some time, kid. Whatever you think you have in that folder, it's worthless. You don't understand value." The words hang in the air like poison. But Maya's eyes don't show defeat. They show something deeper. Knowledge. Pain. Truth. She closes the folder slowly and says, "Maybe you're right, sir. Or maybe you've forgotten what value actually means." She turns and walks out. Nathan watches her go, already dismissing her from his mind. He has no idea what he just lost. The world of the powerful investor. The trading floor of Thornhill Capital is chaos orchestrated into profit. Screens flash red and green. Numbers blur past at impossible speeds. Voices shout over each other like a war room. Nathan Cross walks through it like a king surveying his kingdom. An analyst rushes up to him. "Mr. Cross, the Singapore deal is closing in 20 minutes. Nathan doesn't stop walking. "If it's not 18% returns, kill it." The analyst hesitates. "But sir, it's a hospital construction project." Nathan turns, his voice sharp as a blade. "I don't fund charity. I fund profit." He enters his private office and silence swallows him whole. Floor-to-ceiling windows frame Manhattan like a conquered empire spread beneath his feet. On his desk sits a framed photograph. Nathan. A woman. A young boy. All smiling. The frame is turned face down. He stares at it for a moment, then looks away. "Value is measurable," he says to no one. "Everything else is weakness." His phone buzzes. Another missed call from someone named Ethan. He silences it without looking. Later that night, Nathan sits alone in his $15 million penthouse. The space is enormous and completely empty. He eats $400 worth of sushi from Nobu. He doesn't taste any of it. Financial news plays on mute on a screen the size of a wall. His reflection in the window stares back at him. Cold. Alone. Victorious. He turns away from it. The girl's world. Dawn breaks over Queens. In a small two-bedroom apartment split between 3 families, Maya Santos wakes on a mattress on the floor. Her side of the room is divided by a curtain. She moves quietly, like a ghost. Her mother Carmen, 38 years old, sleeps on the couch still wearing her nurse scrubs. She just got home from a night shift. Maya doesn't wake her. In the tiny kitchen, Maya makes coffee. Not for herself. For her mother. She leaves it on the table with a note that says, "Te amo, mama. Rest today." Then she picks up her backpack and the same folder from yesterday and slips out the door. The streets of Queens are waking up. Maya walks past bodegas, laundromats, men sitting on stoops watching the sunrise. A street vendor calls out, "Oi, Maya. You skip breakfast again?" She smiles. "I'm okay, Mr. Chen." The old man shakes his head. "Your mama works too hard. You work too hard." He hands her an empanada wrapped in foil. "Take it. And don't tell me no." Maya takes it, bows slightly in thanks, and walks on. The city is waking up around her, but she doesn't belong to it. She belongs to something bigger. Inside the public library, Maya sits at a computer in the back corner. Her spot. She opens the folder. Inside are architectural designs, financial projections, sustainability models. All hand-drawn. All brilliant. She's designing a community center. A place for families like hers. On the screen she researches investors, venture capital, community development grants. Her pen moves across paper, confident and precise. A librarian walks by and pauses. Maya, those look like professional blueprints. Maya doesn't look up. Just practicing, Ms. Rodriguez. The librarian shakes her head. You're 12. Maya keeps drawing. Almost 13. Ms. Rodriguez walks away in wonder. Maya keeps working. She always keeps working. The first confrontation. 2 days earlier. Maya stands in the lobby of Thornhill Capital, folder in hand. The receptionist looks at her like she walked into the wrong building. You need an appointment to see Mr. Cross. Maya's voice is steady. I wrote 3 letters. I called twice. No one answered. The receptionist sighs. He's a very busy man. Maya doesn't move. I know. That's why I came in person. There's something in this kid's eyes. Something that doesn't belong in a 12-year-old. Determination older than her years. The receptionist picks up the phone. Wait here. Minutes later, Maya stands in Nathan Cross's office. He barely looks up when she enters. You have 2 minutes. Maya steps forward and opens her folder. My name is Maya Santos. I designed a community development project for low-income families in Queens. It combines affordable housing, job training, and childcare services. The ROI model shows sustained profitability after 3 years through. Nathan interrupts her. Roy? You know what that means? Maya meets his eyes. Return on investment. Yes, sir. Nathan leans back, amused now. This is entertainment. How old are you? Maya stands straighter. 12. But the numbers don't change based on my age, sir. Nathan picks up her designs, glances at them for 3 seconds, and drops them back on his desk. These are cute. Really. But this isn't how the real world works, kid. You think you can just draw some pictures and investors will line up? Maya's voice stays calm. I think if the model is sound and the social impact is measurable, it deserves consideration. Nathan stands, walks to his window, dismissing her with his back. Let me tell you something about value. Value is what people will pay. Not what you think something should mean. Not feelings. Not good intentions. Money. That's value. And this? He waves at her folder without turning around. This has no value. You don't understand value. Maya gathers her papers slowly. Thank you for your time, Mr. Cross. She walks to the door, then pauses. My mother works 16-hour shifts at 3 hospitals so I can go to school. She hasn't bought herself new clothes in 2 years. Last month she gave her last $20 to a homeless woman even though we had no food at home. I asked her why. She said, because she needed it more than us. That $20 was worth more than anything in this office. Nathan turns. Maya is already gone. The humiliation. The next morning, Nathan is in a board meeting with 5 other investors. His phone buzzes. Security downstairs. Sir, there's a young girl here. Says you told her to come back with revised numbers. Nathan's face hardens. He didn't tell her anything. But in front of his colleagues, he wants to make a point. Send her up. 3 minutes later, Maya stands in a boardroom surrounded by men in suits that cost more than her mother's monthly rent. Nathan addresses the room, not her. "Gentlemen, this is Maya. She's 12. She wants us to invest in a community center." Laughter ripples through the room. One investor leans forward. "Did your school assign this as a project?" Maya's voice is quiet. "No, sir. I designed it myself." Another investor smirks. "Sweetheart, do you know how much capital a project like this requires?" Maya doesn't hesitate. "Based on current Queens real estate values, construction costs, and operational expenses, approximately $4.2 million for Phase 1. The room goes quiet. Nathan's jaw tightens. "The problem, gentlemen, is that our young friend here thinks value is about helping people. She doesn't understand that we're not a charity." He looks directly at Maya. "We invest in profit. Not feelings. You don't understand value." One of the older investors shifts uncomfortably. "Nathan, the kid clearly did her homework." Nathan cuts him off. "The homework doesn't matter if the premise is flawed. This isn't personal, Maya. This is business. And in business, if something doesn't generate returns, it has no value. That's reality." Maya picks up her folder. Her hands don't shake. "I understand, Mr. Cross. Thank you for your time." She walks out. The room is silent. One investor mutters, "That was a bit harsh, Nathan." Nathan sits down. She needed to learn how the world works. But as the meeting continues, Nathan finds himself distracted. The girl's words keep echoing in his mind. That $20 was worth more than anything in this office. He shakes it off. Focuses on the numbers in front of him. Value is measurable. Everything else is weakness. The hidden talent. That evening, Nathan stays late at the office. His senior analyst, Derek, knocks on his door. "Sir, you need to see something." Derek pulls up a financial model on the screen. "Remember that Queens Community Project? The kids' project?" Nathan's eyes narrow. "What about it?" Derek points to the numbers. "I ran her projections through our software. Out of curiosity." "Nathan, her calculations are flawless. More than that. She identified 3 revenue streams we would have missed. She structured the financing to qualify for federal tax incentives we didn't even know existed. And look at this." He pulls up another screen. "She created a partnership model with local businesses that reduces operational costs by 38% while increasing community engagement. This isn't just good for a 12-year-old. This is good, period." Nathan stares at the screen. "Where did she learn this?" Derek shrugs. "No idea. But whoever taught her knows what they're doing." Nathan dismisses Derek and sits alone with Maya's folder. He opens it. Really looks at it this time. The designs are intricate. Professional. The financial models are sophisticated. The market analysis is thorough. Too thorough. This isn't the work of a child playing with crayons. This is the work of someone who understands systems. Economics. Human behavior. He finds a small note tucked in the back. Handwritten. "My father was an economist in Colombia. He was killed for exposing corruption in a development project. He taught me that numbers can change lives. But only if we remember that behind every number is a person." Nathan closes the folder. He sits in silence for a long time. The investor's private failure. Nathan drives home in his $200,000 car. The city lights blur past. His phone rings. Ethan. Again. He lets it ring. At a red light, he finally answers. "Ethan." His son's voice is cold. You missed my graduation, Dad. Nathan's grip tightens on the wheel. I told you I had a deal closing in Tokyo. You've had a deal closing somewhere for the past 6 years. Silence. Nathan tries. How was it? Don't pretend you care now. The line goes dead. Nathan sits at the green light until someone honks behind him. At home, Nathan pours expensive scotch into a crystal glass. He doesn't drink it. He walks through rooms that cost a fortune to furnish and feel completely empty. On a shelf, hidden behind books he's never read, is a box. He hasn't opened it in years. Tonight, he does. Inside are photographs. Nathan younger. Happier. His wife Sarah, before the divorce. Ethan as a little boy. There's a drawing. Crayon on construction paper. A stick figure labeled Dad next to a smaller stick figure labeled Me. The word hero written in a child's handwriting above them. Nathan's hands shake. When did he stop being that person? He remembers the exact moment. 15 years ago. His father's funeral. His father died with nothing. Gave everything away. Died broke and happy. Nathan swore he would never be that powerless. That vulnerable. That foolish. He built an empire to prove he was stronger than his father's kindness. And now he sits in that empire alone. The drawing falls from his hands. He closes the box. Later, Nathan stands at his computer, reviewing quarterly projections. They're good. Excellent, even. Thornhill Capital is up 23%. He's richer than he's ever been. And he feels nothing. His phone shows 5 missed calls from Ethan. 7 unread messages. He opens one. Dad, I got accepted to Stanford. I know you won't care, but Mom thought you should know. The message is 3 weeks old. Nathan didn't even see it. He sits down hard. The penthouse suddenly feels like a tomb. The turning point. 3 days later, Nathan is in another meeting. This one is critical. $100 million investment in a tech startup. The founders are presenting their pitch. 20 minutes in, Nathan sees it. A flaw in their revenue model. A critical miscalculation in their user acquisition costs. He's about to call it out when something stops him. The calculation error is the same type of mistake he almost made last quarter. Derek caught it. Saved him from losing $40 million. But there's something else. Something nagging at him. He pulls out his phone under the table and opens a photo he took of Maya's projections. She structured her user engagement model differently. She didn't treat people as data points. She treated them as communities. Networks. Relationships. And because of that, her retention rates were 20% higher than industry standard. Nathan looks up at the presenters. Stop. Everyone freezes. Your acquisition model is flawed. You're treating users as transactions. You'll have high churn and low lifetime value. You need to restructure. The founders look confused. But these are industry standard metrics, Mr. Cross. Nathan surprises himself. Then the industry standard is wrong. He pulls up Maya's model on the screen. This was designed by a 12-year-old. And it's better than anything I've seen from professional consultants. Study it. The room is stunned. Nathan stands. We'll revisit this when you fix the model. He walks out, leaving everyone staring at a community center design from a kid in Queens. That afternoon, Nathan does something he hasn't done in years. He leaves the office early. He drives to Queens. He finds the address from Maya's cover letter. The apartment building is old. Paint peeling. But clean. Cared for. He sits in his car across the street, watching. Maya comes around the corner with her backpack. She stops to help an elderly woman carry groceries up the steps. She sits with a young boy on the stoop and helps him with homework. She greets everyone by name. The street vendor. The superintendent. The teenagers playing basketball. This is her kingdom. And it's nothing like his. But everyone here looks at her with respect. With love. She's 12 years old and she's already changed this block. Nathan sits in his expensive car, watching a child do what he couldn't do with all his money. Build something that matters. He drives away. But he can't stop thinking about what he saw. Her story. The next morning, Nathan does something unprecedented. He goes back to the library where Maya studies. Ms. Rodriguez recognizes him from the news. Can I help you? Nathan feels suddenly out of place. I'm looking for Maya Santos. Ms. Rodriguez's eyes narrow. Why? I owe her an apology. Something in his voice must be genuine because Ms. Rodriguez points to the back corner. Maya looks up when Nathan approaches. She doesn't smile. Mr. Cross. Nathan sits down across from her. I was wrong about your project. Maya closes her notebook. It's okay. I'm used to people not understanding. Nathan shakes his head. No. It's not okay. And I do understand. Finally. Your model is brilliant, Maya. Where did you learn this? Maya is quiet for a long moment. My father. He was an economist in Bogotá. He worked on development projects in poor communities. He believed that economics could be a tool for justice. Not just profit. She looks down at her hands. When I was 8, he discovered that a major infrastructure project was being used to launder money. Millions that should have gone to schools and hospitals were disappearing. He gathered evidence. Prepared to expose it. They killed him before he could. Nathan feels like he's been punched. Maya, I'm so sorry. She continues, her voice steady but her eyes wet. My mother and I fled to America. She was a doctor in Colombia. Here, her degree means nothing. So she works 3 nursing assistant jobs. 16-hour days. She has a master's degree and she empties bedpans. And she never complains. Never. Maya looks up at Nathan. Every night, she comes home exhausted. And every night, she helps me with my homework. She teaches me what my father taught her. That value isn't what something costs. It's what it means. What it does. Who it helps. A tear runs down her cheek but her voice doesn't break. My father died because he believed that numbers should serve people. Not the other way around. So I study. I learn. I design projects that could help families like mine. Like Mr. Chen, who lost his restaurant but still feeds kids in the neighborhood for free. Like Mrs. Park, who takes care of 5 grandchildren because her daughter died and she has nowhere to go. Like the teenagers on my block who are brilliant but have no one investing in them. She wipes her eyes. You said I don't understand value, Mr. Cross. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't understand your kind of value. The kind that measures everything in dollars and nothing in dignity. The kind that leaves people like my mother invisible even though she saves lives every single day. The kind that makes you rich and alone. Nathan can't speak. Maya stands, gathers her things. I hope you find what you're looking for, Mr. Cross. I really do. Because you have all the money in the world. And you don't have anything at all. She walks away. Nathan sits alone in the library, surrounded by knowledge he never earned, humbled by a child who understood everything he'd forgotten. His internal breakdown. Nathan doesn't go back to the office. He drives aimlessly through the city for hours. Maya's words play on repeat in his mind. You have all the money in the world and you don't have anything at all. He ends up at his ex-wife's house. He hasn't been here in 3 years. Sarah opens the door, surprised. Nathan? He doesn't know what to say. Is Ethan home? Sarah's face hardens. He's at school. Nathan, you can't just show up after all this time. I know. I needed to see him. To talk to him. Sarah studies him. Something is different. What happened? Nathan's voice cracks. I met someone who reminded me of who I used to be. Before I became this. He gestures at himself, at his expensive suit, his car parked in the driveway. Before I chose money over everything else. Sarah softens slightly. Nathan. He sent me a message. About Stanford. I didn't even see it until 3 days ago. What kind of father am I? Sarah steps outside, closes the door behind her. The kind who forgot that love is more valuable than any investment portfolio. Nathan nods. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I can. But I'm trying. Sarah looks at him for a long moment. Ethan gets home at 4. You can wait if you want. Nathan waits. When Ethan comes home, he freezes seeing his father's car. He's 18 now. Tall. Looks like Nathan but with his mother's kind eyes. What are you doing here? Nathan stands. I came to apologize. And to say congratulations. Stanford. That's incredible, Ethan. Ethan's jaw tightens. Don't. Don't what? Don't pretend you care now. You've missed everything. Everything that mattered. Every game, every recital, every award, every moment. You chose money over me. Over Mom. Over everything. So don't stand here now and pretend 3 years of silence doesn't matter. Nathan's voice breaks. You're right. I did choose money. And I was wrong. I was so wrong, Ethan. Why now? Why do you suddenly care? Nathan pulls out his phone, shows Ethan a picture of Maya's project. I met a 12-year-old girl who's smarter and braver than I'll ever be. She's lost everything. Her father was murdered. Her mother works 3 jobs. And she's trying to build something beautiful. Something that helps people. And I humiliated her. Told her she didn't understand value. He looks at his son. But she taught me something. She taught me that I'm the one who doesn't understand. I have everything and I've valued nothing. I became so obsessed with never being powerless that I made myself empty. Ethan's eyes are wet. Dad. I know I can't fix this with one conversation. I know I've broken something that might never heal. But I want to try. If you'll let me. Ethan is quiet for a long time. Then he says, Stanford starts in September. You could help me move in. If you want. Nathan's voice shakes. I would love that. It's not forgiveness. But it's a start. That night, Nathan goes back to his penthouse. He takes the photograph of his family out of the box and puts it back on his desk. Face up. Then he picks up his phone and makes a call. Derek, it's Nathan. Pull together our community investment team. We're doing something different. The offer. 2 days later, Nathan stands outside Maya's apartment building. He knocks. Carmen answers, still in her scrubs. She recognizes him from Maya's description. Her face hardens. Mr. Cross. Mrs. Santos. I'm here to speak with Maya. If she's willing. Carmen doesn't move. You hurt my daughter. I know. And I want to make it right. Carmen studies him. Then she calls over her shoulder in Spanish. Maya appears. Sees Nathan. Her face is unreadable. Carmen kisses Maya's head and says softly, "I'll be right inside if you need me." Maya steps into the hallway. "Mr. Cross." Nathan suddenly feels like the child. "Maya, I've spent the last week thinking about what you said. You were right. About everything. I've spent my whole life measuring value in dollars and I forgot to measure it in meaning." Maya listens. "I want to fund your project. Fully. 4.2 million for phase 1. Full operational budget for 5 years. I want to help you build this." Maya's face doesn't change. Nathan continues. "And I want to offer you something else. A full scholarship to any private school in New York. A trust fund for college. An internship at my firm when you're old enough. Access to every resource you need." Maya is quiet for a long moment. Then she says, "No." Nathan blinks. "I'm sorry. I said no, Mr. Cross." "Maya, I'm offering you everything you need to succeed." Maya's voice is steady. "You're offering me money. That's not what I need." "Then what do you need?" Maya looks him in the eyes. "I need you to understand why you're doing this. Are you funding my project because you believe in it? Or because you feel guilty? Are you offering me opportunities because you see my potential? Or because you want to feel like a good person?" Nathan is silent. Maya continues. "You hurt me, Mr. Cross. Not because you said no. I've heard no 100 times. You hurt me because you looked at me and saw nothing. No potential. No value. No person. Just a poor kid who didn't understand how the world works." Her voice is firm but not cruel. "If you want to help me, truly help me, then you need to do more than write a check. You need to change how you see people like me. Not as projects. Not as charity cases. As human beings with dignity and dreams and worth that exists whether you recognize it or not." Nathan nods slowly. "You're right. Again. I know." Maya takes a breath. "Here's what I'll accept. Fund the community center. Not for me. For the families who need it. Put your money where your guilt is. But don't put my name on it. Don't use it as a PR move. Just build it because it's right." She continues. "As for me, I don't want your scholarship or your trust fund or your internship. I want something harder. I want you to create a program that finds kids like me. Kids who are brilliant but invisible. Kids in Queens and the Bronx and Brooklyn who don't have access. And I want you to invest in them. Not save them. Invest in them. Believe in them. See them." Nathan's voice is thick. "That's all you want?" "That's everything I want." Nathan extends his hand. "Deal." Maya shakes it. Her grip is firm. "And Mr. Cross? I'm watching. If this turns into another rich guy tax write-off where you smile for cameras and nothing changes, I'll know. And I'll make sure everyone else knows too." Nathan almost smiles. "Understood." Maya starts to go inside, then turns back. "One more thing. Call your son. I don't know what happened between you. But I lost my father and I'd give anything for one more conversation. Don't waste the time you still have." She goes inside. Nathan stands in the hallway, more moved by a 12-year-old's wisdom than any business deal he's ever closed. The crisis/fall. 3 weeks later, everything falls apart. Nathan is in a board meeting when Derek bursts in. "Nathan, we have a problem. A serious problem. The Thornhill Capital main server has been hacked. Financial records. Client data. Proprietary trading algorithms. Everything exposed. Within an hour, the news breaks. Securities and Exchange Commission announces an immediate investigation. Not because of the hack. Because of what the hack revealed. Offshore accounts. Tax evasion strategies. Investments in companies using illegal labor practices. Nathan didn't know. His CFO had hidden it all in legitimate-looking structures. But Nathan's name is on everything. The media descends. Billionaire investor under federal investigation. Thornhill Capital faces fraud charges. Nathan Cross, from Wall Street king to criminal? Nathan's phone explodes. Clients pulling out. Partners distancing themselves. Lawyers calling. His wealth evaporates in 72 hours. Frozen accounts. Seized assets. Everything he built for 30 years gone. He sits in his office, now swarmed by federal agents. Derek approaches. Nathan, there's something else. The community center project. The funding was tied to the same accounts they're investigating. It's frozen. The project is dead. Nathan's head drops into his hands. No. That can't. Maya. We promised her. Derek shakes his head. There's nothing we can do. Nathan looks out at Manhattan. Yesterday it was his kingdom. Today it's just a city where he's about to be destroyed. That night, Nathan sits in his penthouse knowing he'll lose it within the month. His phone rings. Sarah. I heard. Ethan is worried about you. Nathan's voice is hollow. Tell him not to be. Tell him I deserve this. Nathan, do you? I spent 30 years building an empire without asking what it was built on. Yeah, Sarah. I deserve this. She's quiet. Then she says, the Nathan I married wouldn't have said that. Maybe there's still hope for you. She hangs up. Nathan sits in the dark. The next morning, Nathan is walking through Queens, trying to clear his head, when he sees it. The lot where Maya's community center was supposed to be built. There's a small crowd. Maya stands in the center with Carmen. They're looking at the empty lot. Someone must have told them. Nathan approaches slowly. Maya sees him. Her face falls. Mr. Cross. Maya, I'm so sorry. The funding. The investigation. Everything is frozen. I can't. Maya nods. She doesn't look surprised. Just sad. It's okay. I should have known. No. Don't say that. This is my fault. My failure. Not yours. Carmen puts her arm around Maya. Come on, Mija. Let's go home. As they walk away, Maya looks back once. And Nathan sees it. The look he gave her in his office 3 months ago. Like he's worthless. Like he doesn't understand. And he doesn't. The crowd disperses. Nathan stands alone on the empty lot. For the first time in his life, he understands what it feels like to have nothing. And he realizes something. Maya lived like this her whole life. And she still had more hope than he ever had with billions. The transformation. The investigation takes 6 months. Nathan loses almost everything. The penthouse. The cars. The company. His CFO goes to prison. Nathan avoids charges due to lack of evidence he knew about the illegal activities, but his reputation is destroyed. He's radioactive. No one will work with him. No one will invest with him. He's 49 years old and starting over. But something shifts. Without the empire, without the pressure, without the obsession with wealth, Nathan starts to see clearly. He moves into a modest apartment. 2 bedrooms. Queens. Not far from Maya's neighborhood. He takes a job. Nothing glamorous. Financial consulting for small businesses and nonprofits. Helping people who remind him of Maya's mother. People who work hard and have nothing. He's good at it. But more than that, he cares about it. He starts having dinner with Ethan once a week. Real dinners. Where they talk. Where Nathan listens. He meets Ethan's girlfriend. Goes to his college events. Slowly, carefully, he starts rebuilding something more valuable than money. A relationship with his son. One night, Ethan says, "You seem different, Dad." Nathan smiles. "I am different. I'm poorer. But I'm better." Ethan smiles back. "Yeah. You are." Nathan reaches out to Sarah. Not to get back together. Just to apologize. Truly apologize. For choosing money over family. For being absent. For being cold. Sarah listens. And at the end she says, "I forgave you a long time ago, Nathan. I was waiting for you to forgive yourself." It's the kindest thing anyone has ever said to him. 6 months after the crash, Nathan is approached by a small foundation. They work with underprivileged kids in STEM programs. They need someone to help structure their finances. Nathan takes the job. No salary. Just volunteer work. He meets dozens of kids like Maya. Brilliant. Hungry. Invisible. And he invests in them. Not with money he doesn't have. With time. With mentorship. With belief. He helps them apply to programs. Connects them with opportunities. Sits with them in libraries helping them prepare presentations. One kid, a 14-year-old from the Bronx, says, "Mr. Cross, why are you helping us?" Nathan thinks of Maya. "Because someone taught me what value really means. And I'm still trying to learn the lesson." A year after losing everything, Nathan is asked to speak at a community event. Nothing major. A high school in Brooklyn. He almost says no. But then he thinks, why not? He stands in front of 200 students, most of whom have never heard of Thornhill Capital, don't know who he was, don't care about his fall. And he tells them the truth. "I spent 30 years becoming rich. And I was miserable. I spent 1 year becoming poor. And I found something I never had before. Purpose. I'm not here to tell you money doesn't matter. It does. But I'm here to tell you that if money is the only thing that matters, you'll have everything and nothing at the same time." He pauses. "A very wise 12-year-old once told me I didn't understand value. She was right. I thought value was measured in dollars. But real value? Real value is measured in impact. In meaning. In the lives you touch and the people you help and the legacy you leave that has nothing to do with your bank account." The students listen. Some are skeptical. Some are moved. But they're listening. After the talk, a young girl approaches. Maybe 13. She's holding a notebook. "Mr. Cross? I'm designing a program to help homeless youth get job training. Would you look at my plan?" Nathan smiles. "I would love to." The final meeting. 18 months after their last conversation, Nathan is working at the foundation office when someone knocks. He looks up. Maya stands in the doorway. She's 13 now. Taller. Still carrying that same backpack. "Mr. Cross." Nathan stands, surprised. "Maya. Come in. Please." She sits down. They look at each other. So much has changed. "I heard what happened to you," Maya says. Nathan nods. "Yeah. I fell pretty far." "Did you?" Maya asks. "I've been following what you're doing. The foundation. The kids you're helping. The work you're doing. Nathan is quiet. Maya continues. I was angry at you for a long time. When the community center project died, I thought you'd lied to me. That you'd used me to feel better about yourself and then abandoned everything when it got hard. I don't blame you for thinking that. But then I saw you didn't abandon it. You just lost the money to do it my way. So you found another way. You're doing it person by person. Kid by kid. It's slower. It's harder. But it's real. Maya reaches into her backpack and pulls out a folder. A new one. I redesigned the community center. Smaller. More affordable. Sustainable. I presented it to 3 local nonprofits. One of them wants to move forward. They have funding from the city. It's not what we originally planned. But it's happening. She slides the folder across to Nathan. I want your help. Not your money. Your expertise. Your guidance. Your belief. Nathan opens the folder. The designs are even better than before. Maya, this is incredible. I learned from the best, she says with a small smile. My father taught me to dream. You taught me to adapt. Nathan's eyes water. I don't deserve that credit. Maya shakes her head. Maybe you don't. But I'm giving it to you anyway. Because that's what grace looks like, Mr. Cross. It's giving people credit they haven't earned yet. It's believing in them before they believe in themselves. You did that for those kids at the foundation. Now I'm doing it for you. Nathan can't speak for a moment. Then he says, I would be honored to help you, Maya. Truly honored. Maya extends her hand. Partners? Nathan shakes it. Partners. They spend the next 2 hours going through the plans. Nathan offers suggestions. Maya pushes back on some, accepts others. They debate. They collaborate. They create something better together than either could alone. As Maya is leaving, she pauses at the door. Mr. Cross? That day in your office, when you said I didn't understand value? Nathan nods, shame crossing his face. I remember. You were right. I didn't understand value. Not completely. I understood the value of sacrifice and hard work and community. But I didn't understand the value of second chances. The value of redemption. The value of someone admitting they were wrong and actually changing. She smiles. You taught me that. So thank you. She leaves. Nathan sits alone in the small office. Surrounded by pictures of kids he's helped. Projects he's supported. Lives he's touched. He has almost no money. He has everything that matters. His phone buzzes. A text from Ethan. Hey Dad, want to grab dinner tomorrow? My treat. Nathan smiles. He texts back. I'd love that. Then he opens Maya's folder again and gets to work. The moral. 2 years later. The community center opens in Queens. It's modest. Nothing like the original vision. But it's real. It's full. Kids fill the computer lab. Parents attend job training classes. The community gathers. Nathan stands in the back, watching. He's not on the stage. His name isn't on the building. He's just another face in the crowd. Maya is at the podium. 14 years old now. Confident. Radiant. She's speaking to the crowd. This building exists because a community refused to give up. Because people believe that value isn't measured by how much money you have, but by how much you give. How much you care. How much you fight for each other. She pauses. Someone once told me I didn't understand value. He was wrong. But he was also right. Because understanding value isn't something you learn once. It's something you learn over and over again. Every day. With every choice. Every sacrifice. Every moment you decide what matters. Her eyes find Nathan in the crowd. Value isn't in the size of your bank account. It's in the size of your impact. It's not in what you own. It's in what you give. It's not in being perfect. It's in being present. It's not in never falling. It's in how you rise. The crowd applauds. Nathan wipes his eyes. Carmen, standing next to him, says quietly, "She talks about you, you know. About how you changed." Nathan shakes his head. "She changed me." "That's what I mean," Carmen says with a smile. After the ceremony, Nathan walks through the center. Kids are everywhere. Learning. Playing. Growing. One of them bumps into him. "Sorry, mister." Nathan smiles. "No problem." The kid runs off. Nathan stands in the hallway of a building that wouldn't exist if he hadn't lost everything. If a 12-year-old girl hadn't looked at a billionaire and seen not power, but emptiness. If she hadn't been brave enough to tell him the truth. He pulls out his phone and takes a picture. Not for social media. Not for anyone else. Just for himself. A reminder. Then he walks outside. Maya is helping organize chairs. She sees him and waves. He waves back. Two people from completely different worlds who taught each other what it means to have value. Not because of what they owned. But because of who they became. Nathan walks down the street. Past Mr. Chen's food cart. Past Mrs. Park sitting on her stoop. Past the teenagers playing basketball. Past all the people who make this neighborhood a community. He's heading home to his small apartment in Queens. Tomorrow he'll have dinner with Ethan and Sarah. Next week he'll help 3 more kids apply for scholarships. Next month he'll volunteer at another nonprofit. He's not rich anymore. He's not powerful anymore. He's not the Nathan Cross who stood in a glass tower looking down at the world. He's better. Because he finally understands. Value isn't what you have. It's what you give. It's not what people see when you're standing above them. It's what they feel when you're standing beside them. It's not measured in dollars. It's measured in moments. In changed lives. In second chances. In a 12-year-old girl who refused to let a billionaire stay broken. In a man who lost everything and found what actually mattered. The screen fades to black. White text appears. True value is not found in what we possess, but in what we become when we have nothing left to prove. It's not counted in dollars. It's measured in dignity, discovered in humility, and proven in the lives we touch when no one is watching. The richest people are not those who have the most. They are those who need the least because they've learned that meaning matters more than money, that connection matters more than conquest, and that who we are when we fall defines us far more than who we were when we stood tall. Another line appears. In memory of every person who saw value where others saw nothing. To every child told they didn't understand. To every dreamer told to be realistic. To everyone who measured worth in humanity instead of dollars. You were right all along. The text fades. Silence. Then one final line. What do you value? Fade to black. End.